Well, 115 cardinals under the age of 80 are expected in Rome for the conclave that will choose the next pope. And joining us now from Washington is Father Thomas Reese, senior fellow at the Woodstock Theological Center in Georgetown, at Georgetown University, rather. Father Reese, good morning.
Good morning.
So this is a pretty exciting time. I mean, obviously it's a historic time. We heard today that Pope Benedict will be called Emeritus Pope, and we got a few other details about his life. We know he's going to be spending time at a monastery in contemplative prayer. We don't expect to see him much after he retires, but do you think that he'll have any influence on the next Pope? It's not often you have an opportunity when you're Pope to talk to somebody who's actually done your job before.
Well, I would certainly think that Pope Benedict is not going to try and steal the limelight from the new Pope. If he wanted the limelight, he would have stayed Pope. But I think that the new Pope, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he walks across the Vatican garden and has dinner with the Pope Emeritus. You know, it's somebody he can talk to about the problems he has that no one else can understand. So it is an opportunity for the new Pope to have someone with that kind of experience and wisdom.
Indeed. Inevitably, I would think that there would be comparisons between the old Pope and the new Pope. Do you think that having two living popes, or at least one former Pope, may cause a rift in the Church at all?
Well, it could cause confusion. That was one of the reasons I was against continuing to call him Pope or Your Holiness, or having him dress in white. I would have preferred that he return to the robes of an ordinary cardinal and be called Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger after he retired, because there really is no room in the Catholic Church for two popes. I think it's too confusing for people.
Yeah, that's very interesting. They talked a lot today about how Pope Benedict will dress after he retires, that the ring that he uses with the seal will be destroyed, that his shoes will be different. Why so much focus on what he wears?
Well, we're a church that makes a big deal about symbols, and what people wear is a symbol of their office, a symbol of their role in the church, their responsibility. And there's only, you know, and the Pope has traditionally worn this white cassock. You know, I think they're out of courtesy and respect, which the former pontiff will certainly deserve. I think they want to honor him by having him and allowing him to continue to wear the white garments of the Pope. But I would prefer that we symbolically show that he's no longer Pope. Once he resigns, he is no longer Pope.
Once he does resign, there will be a period of time where the conclave has not chosen a new leader, so there'll be no leader of the Catholic Church. Who's in charge at that point?
Well, at that point, the College of Cardinals is in charge. So the cardinals will gather in Rome, and every day they will have meetings and they'll discuss issues facing the church. They'll study the rules that they have to follow when they're in the conclave. But the bottom line is no major decisions can be made until a new pope is elected. And in fact, if the College of Cardinals makes any big decisions, the new pope can just brush them aside and overturn them and direct the church in the way that he feels is proper.
Pope Benedict XVI will be making his final public address this morning. What do you expect to hear from him?
Well, I think that he is going to continue to do what he's always done, and that is to preach Jesus and to preach the gospel. You know, I think he sees his legacy as his teaching. You know, before he became Pope, before he became a bishop, he was an academic. He was a teacher, a German professor. And so that role of the Pope as teacher has always been very important to him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he continued to give us a lesson, a teaching during this his final address.
Well, Father Thomas, you're heading to Rome to cover the conclave, sort of very briefly as you can. How soon do you think we'll see a new Pope?
Well, we're not even sure when the conclave will begin. It's supposed to begin on the 15th of March, but the Pope has said if all the cardinals arrive early, well, you could have it early. And some people have been talking about having the conclave begin on the 10th of March. Whenever it begins, I don't think it's going to be a long conclave. The last conclave was over in 24 hours. We haven't had a conclave go over 5 days since 1831. So I would expect we'll have a new pope certainly in under a week.
All right, Father Thomas Reese, Senior Fellow at the Woodstock Theological Center at Georgetown University. Thanks for joining us and enjoy your trip to Rome.
Thank you.